Good morning, dear students. Student, recently we were discussing chapter quality and we have discussed the half part of chapter. Okay, and now we will start from here. So, we were discussing the complaint of Mr. Jester regarding the big firms, and this sequence is said regret it all, he said. They get it all by advertisement, not by book. They take it away from us who love our boots. It it comes to this Brensley and I have no work. Okay. He complained regarding the big firms they invested for advertisement more than by book. They made their name for great investment in advertisement. They did not concentrate in performance. Every year it gets less. Every year they get every year they get less effort. You will see. And looking at his lined face, I saw things I had never noticed before. Bitter things and bitter struggle, and what a lot of grey hairs there seemed suddenly in his red beard. Okay, so first time author noticed his this expression of the face. This was totally strange for the author. As best I could, I explained the circumstances of those ill-omened boots, but his face and voice made so deep an impression that during the next few minutes I ordered many beers. They lasted longer than ever, and I was not able to go to him for nearly 2 years. So, student, author said that he ordered so many pairs of boots and his boots were lasted longer than ever. That's why he could not visit his shop nearly 2 years. It was a very long time. It was many months before my next visit to his shop. This time it appeared to be his elder brother handing a piece of leather. When he went to the shop after many time, he saw his elder brother in the shop handling a piece of leather. Well, Mr. Chesler, I said, how are you? He came close and peered at me. I am pretty well, he said slowly, but my elder brother is dead. So this time Chesler's conditions is not good. He came out and said, I am good, but my elder brother is dead. And I saw that it was indeed himself, but how aged and wan. And never before had I heard him mention his brother. Much shocked, I murmured, oh, I'm sorry. The author noticed first time this expression of his face with a sorrowful face. He was saying the about his brother's death. So author said, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, he answered. He was a good man. He made a good boot, but he is dead. And he touched the top of his head, where the hair had suddenly gone as thin as it had been on that of his poor brother, to indicate, I suppose, the cause of his death. Do you want any boots? And he held up the leather in his hand. It's a beautiful piece. Okay. When author wants to know what was the reason of his death, he changed the topic and said, do you want any boot? And he showed a good leather. I ordered several pairs. It was very long before they came, but they were better than ever. One simply could not wear them out, and soon after that I went abroad. Author said I ordered a pair of boots. They were lasted terribly. That's why I could not order more boots, and after that I went abroad. Okay. It was over a year before I was again in London, and the first shop I went to was my old friend's. I had left a man of 60. I came back to one of 75 pinched and worn. And genuinely, this time did not at first know me. Do you want any boots? He said. I can make them quickly. It is a slack time. Okay. So, author said that when he left this country and went to London, he left a man with the age of 60, and when he came out, he found a man with the age of 75. Okay, and this time, Mr. Jesler's brother did not recognize him. He asked, "Do you want any wood?" and said again, "I'll make it quickly." He answered, "Please, please, I want boots all around every kind." So, author said, "Yes, I want the boots every kind." I had given those boots up when one evening they come. One day, one by one, I tried them on. I shaped and fit in finish, and quickly of leather. They were the best he had ever made. I flew downstairs, wrote a check, and posted it at once with my own hand.